I studied psychedelics for a short while after I had my chordoma tumor removed in very small amounts and nothing too extreme. Mostly, from what I heard, with the exception of a small bag of psilocybin mushrooms, I was given in a trade for some incense and Tibetan blessing, compassion, seeds. And from what hippies and elders who have wisdom, they say from spiritual mystics they read about in India in the 1900s and 2000s, there's a simulation, there's a video game, there's days, there's calendar dates, there's minutes and seconds and hours, and every vision they have in their brain has to do with a reality they call virtual synthesis from another galaxy now. UFOs and aliens and abductions are only the beginning, some of them explained. Our consciousness will eventually be one, they told me, in a Tibetan Buddhist shop in Greenwood in Seattle, Washington. Similar to globalization, uniting all, synchronizing vision and making sound and audio and noise and loud bangs, art. A mystery, a secret, a gift extraterrestrials have already explained in their passages available in a book, on a Kindle, on a website, on the internet, to learn about shamanic practices and rituals from some part of planet Earth where they drink tea and sit next to a shaman who says they need more fire, they need more smoke, they need meditation now. And in other parts with ibogaine, ayahuasca, psilocybin mushrooms, dangerous in too high of quantities, and peyote in the desert of Arizona now. And this consciousness explained as a process involving eventual oneness happens similarly in religion with Christianity and Catholicism. When popes say they need more priests and priests say there's no nuns, they learn, they receive teachings from the brilliant, intelligent philosopher theorist who read about theology in graduate school, in a monastery, in a temple, in a room with a candle, and then they are ordained. They wear clothing, they have style with crosses, and they carry objects with burning smoke, handing out sacred bread and red-colored wine to their masses in groups and crowds now on Sundays in a coronavirus pandemic. And whenever I asked a question about another book to learn about a teaching told by some other master, I was told, make my mind stronger, make myself and my ego go away, and enjoy what Nima Doma provides for consciousness other than food I need to eliminate a sacred cow from a Hindu India spiritual country, place in a globe called planet Earth, and practice fasting and starving and near death to really see the light shining down through my eyes and into my bones and my hands, meant to bow to her needs when she cleans and she requests rent now. But nobody ever asked a question to me. Nobody ever tried to find out why someone would move from Ohio to Arizona when they were a baby and then go up to Washington State and Seattle when I was no longer a teenager. And lastly, they never accepted a question they didn't answer, and never appreciated quiet and silence until there was a thunder and a boom from someone breaking a window and making a fire and bomb explode, for their followers to have some more of their stimulation to reward them for their hunger and sacrifice, solving problems and making decisions for their chosen few who serve in their army of a military, of a group of activism and violence and conflict and duality called a philosophy and theory and psychology caused by Bibles and secretive societies, and most of all, it that, them, they, this, and their folk psychology they call a pronoun of gender neutral conditions to survive a coronavirus pandemic and have a business, a grocery store to buy groceries with food instead of theft and harassment and bullying and more and more and more black dressed gangster thugs who sell their drugs from the cartels to fund their weapons they call a knife and a gun. For their war they make on an object in outer space where there's no gravity, no E equals MC squared, know Newton's law of cooling and warming, dt divided by dt equals k times t minus t m, where k is a constant of proportionality. T is the temperature of the object for t greater than 0, and Tm is the ambient temperature, that is, the temperature of the medium around the object. And unfortunately, now not as relevant as some language and letter and sentence and sound someone makes and someone hates while they're hallucinating and they're enjoying a drug addiction of listening and hearing and watching and waiting, using their awareness, their attention, their focus, their concentration to eliminate a target they call an enemy they say causes them an emotion, when their mind needs a break from so much of a system and processes and procedures necessary for their social good and their mood color. They explain within now.